Is that okay? This is like the best I can do it, to be honest. Because I've got... Yeah, there's no way I can really... Oh. Yeah, there's no other way I can really set it up. See, from this angle, it looks like it's collapsing in on itself, does the crowd, but it's just the way I've kind of slanted it by accident. So that'll have to change at some point. But it should hold out for just this part. And if you can hear something whirring in the background, I've got a desk fan on, because like without it I will literally boil to death. It is so hot in this room, and especially now I've got these two spotlights on. So how is everyone? Because what I'll do is I'll like... Yeah, I'm just checking that everything's all set up and stuff. So what I'll do is, like usual, I'll go through the chat as it comes up, or at least I'll try to. And if you've got any questions, you can just pop them in the chat. Literally can be anything at all, and then I'll try and answer it as best I can. So at the moment I'm animating for NLW, a future NLW episode. I think this is like NLW episode 98, and it's Walter versus Rey Mysterio. I've not written a script for this one, I just thought I'd wing it, because it's, you know, it's a live stream, and I think if you guys have any interesting spots to suggest, you can put those in the chat as well. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these. So just let me know if you can hear me okay and stuff like that. Yeah, so thanks for everyone joining. I'll start animating in a bit. Hello. So yeah, I'll start out with the first question. You know, you can put your question in the chat, but best if you can't, don't spam it, because I will come to it eventually. You know, I'm just really slow reading the chat, or at least, you know, it's difficult for me to kind of keep my eye on the NLW stuff and this stuff as well. So I'll just go from the first question. And hello to everyone who is here already. My favourite match type. So I really like Money in the Bank, which is good for, I think it's next Sunday, is it? Money in the Bank is happening. And with a crowd back, that'll be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Money in the Bank is my favourite match type. I just like the exciting stuff, and I like the kind of unpredictability of it. You never know who's really going to win. It's usually quite difficult to tell. I'm doing good, thank you for asking, a couple of you. Like, I'm a little bit stressed out. I've just started a new job where I kind of... It's not that stressful, to be fair. It's just like, you know, when you've not worked for so long, because I've been at uni for quite a while, it's kind of difficult to get back into the swing of things. So, yeah, it's not too stressful, to be fair. You know, it's money, and at the end of the day, for more figs. But yeah, so I'm doing all right. And I had a little bit of burnout over the weekend, where I was trying to film for the next pay-per-view, actually, which I'll reveal at some point in the next week or two. So look out for that. And like, yeah, so that's why the Burnout video came out. The video I did on this channel at the weekend is because I was just feeling so kind of drained, and I thought, you know what, I might as well make a video out of it, because I know that some of you may do Pickfed or whatever you do. It could be school, it could be work. So I thought it might be a bit relatable to you guys, so that's why I thought it might be a decent idea to do. But it's been a while since I've actually animated properly, because I did True Grit, and that's all filmed, and then I haven't filmed anything after that. So, like, I've not filmed any of episode 97, and I've not filmed any of like anything else like after that, except for the next pay-per-view, which again I've completed, and I'll show you in a bit, or at least I'll show you, you know, in the next week or two on Insta. So at the moment I'm just filming, for those of you who are new, I'm filming Rey Mysterio versus Walter. This will come out on episode 98, I believe. It's just a fun little match I've been wanting to do, and it kind of stems from the encounter they had on episode 96, where Killian Dane was also involved. So, you know, I wanted to do a nice spoiler-free match where I could just kind of have fun with it. And like always, if you've got any fun spots that you want to do, like if you want to suggest to me to make in this match, then you know, by all means, go ahead. And you know, as always, I'm not the best presenter in the world, but I do try. So apologies if I don't get to your comment immediately. So again, what's my fab figure? Well, I've got a fair few new customs in, which I'll show off in a future video. But I got like figures from the likes of Curb Stomp decals. I got some from Figs 31 as well that I'm really looking forward to using and showing, and 14 Fig as well. And CMW as well creates some really cool custom figures that I've got. At the moment though, I'm not really sure what my favourite figure is. I like the Buddy Murphy figure, the red one, and I like a couple of the Jeff Hardys, like the Elite 71. So they're what kind of figures I quite enjoy. 1 second. Oh, a lot of questions. Again, like, I'm sorry if I don't get to them immediately. I'll try and get to them. How am I? I'm doing all right. Has the main event of True Grit been shot already? Yes. I filmed the Triple Cage. It came out fantastically. I'm really happy with how it's all come out. And you'll see that not this Saturday. This Saturday will be Adam Cole vs Stone Cold, but the Saturday after it'll be the Triple Cage. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to you guys seeing it. It was difficult to film, obviously with all them cages, but it turned out really well, and no spoilers, but it's one of my favourite matches I've ever made. And I say that quite a lot, but you know, just the sheer kind of scale of it, you know, I wanted to try something that not many people have done. I know someone did a stop motion one a couple of years ago, but apart from that, you know, I think I'm the only one to have done a triple cage. So I like to make that like a fixture of NLW. I'll definitely do another one in future. Like, I'd love to do that. Walter's about to destroy the chest of Rey Mysterio here. So I got my laptop behind me, and I'm trying to like focus on this and then that at the same time. Which Triple Cage match was your favourite to film? The one at True Grit or the first one? I really enjoyed doing the first one because it was something different. But I'd say because I'm more confident in fedding and animating now, I'd say True Grit was more fun to film. I kind of took elements from the first Triple Cage and just made it a little bit more modern. So in my opinion, the Triple Cage at True Grit is like twice as good as the first one, at least in my view. Like, you may have a different opinion of it, but yeah, that's one of the matches I'm really looking forward to you guys seeing. And actually tomorrow, Saturday, with Cole versus Austin, I'm really looking forward to everyone watching that. It's very bloody, but it's like, because I never really do bloody matches anymore, I think it like stands out, and it's got some very extreme spots, let's just say that. Yeah, so yeah, True Grit's been filmed, and I'd say the Triple Cage that I've done now is my favourite so far. 619, wherever he goes up to the West Coast chop. Yeah, I'll do like a springboard thing, where Ray goes for a springboard, and kind of gets chopped out of midair. But yeah, like with Walter, you got to really like kind of exaggerate the movement so it looks more devastating, if you know what I mean. Favourite Elite figure? I was saying earlier, Jeff Hardy Elite 71, and I really like the Finn Balor the Prince one as well, the Elite 82 I believe. And actually the new Roman Reigns is pretty sick as well. They're getting better with their Elites WWE. If I could put AJ as a Cruiserweight Champion, if you have the fig, can you show us? Do you mean AJ Styles? Because he's on, at the moment, NLW. But yeah, like I would get out like figures and stuff and show you like kind of what I've got, but they're kind of tucked away at the minute, so it's difficult to get to. That's the only thing. But yeah. And AJ, anyway, AJ, I kind of want to push to the main event again at some point. But we'll see. Who is my favourite wrestler of all time? Probably Jeff Hardy. You know, I was growing up with him, and I, you know, got the used to dress up as him as well for like Halloween and stuff. And also so many swantons off of the couch. Yeah, so probably Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio as well, and Daniel Bryan, I'd say. Like, I really like the new guys, but in terms of like nostalgia, I'd say Jeff Hardy's probably my favourite. Yeah, because that's the guy I grew up with. You know, when he won the WWE title, that was like, for me, I would have been like 10 years old, and that was like insane. I thought it would never happen, and now looking back, I'm like, well, of course he would have at some point. I wish he had a longer reign, but it is what it is. I hope they do something with him now, because yeah, I mean, I don't really watch WWE, to be fair, that much, but I probably would watch it more if Jeff Hardy was more of a focal point, you know. I know he's old, and I know he's got people to put over, but just utilise the roster more effectively. I enjoyed, well, I didn't watch it, but like I saw that he was doing some stuff with Cedric that looked alright, and now he's losing to Jinder's henchman, which is like, oh, that's a bit enough, but it is what it is. But I feel like he's got a lot more left to give, so I don't know. You've got 3 hours of Raw to fill, you know. Give Jeff Hardy something to do. So, and that brings me on to my thoughts on current WWE. I think it's not very good. Like, I'm sure it'll get a kick in the teeth, or a kick up the arse once the crowds are back. And I hope that, because, you know, the thing about WWE is like, even though I hate the product, I do hate the product. I don't think it's very good. But, you know, each to their own. Like, if you watch it, good for you. But, like, I don't know, it's just the same old. And I think if I was a newer fan, I could probably forgive it a little bit. But because I've been watching for so long, it kind of gets boring to me. That's just my opinion, though. Like, the actual roster itself and the actual people they've got, I think are really, really good. It's just, I think they could be, I don't know, it doesn't really highlight their strengths. Roman Reigns is the best thing in the WWE, and like he's the only one who feels like a proper star. And I think, you know, I'll watch Money in the Bank. I'll try and get back into it, but I haven't watched the show since WrestleMania. So, and every time I try and watch something, even NXT, I'm not really that into these days. I don't think it's as good as it used to be. But I think crowds being back will fix it for the short term. I think the wrestlers will be more motivated, and they'll kind of, hopefully the morale will be a little bit better once crowds are back. Yeah, because they need those reactions, I think. It's difficult to kind of play it by ear when you've not got proper crowd reactions, if you know what I mean. I'm just checking over what I've got so far. So Walter's basically going to chop the back of Ray and kind of grind him in the mat a little bit. Will I animate NLW 24/7? Not on this stream. Maybe in the future. But I've got kind of a few shows I've got to film for NLW 24/7. By the way, with NLW 24/7, on Instagram I just released the poster for Summerslam. So it's going to be NLW 24/7 presents Summerslam. It's going to be a 2-night event, a bunch of matches on each show. And I've already filmed it, and I've released it on Patreon. So if you did want to check them out early, you can do so for like free. No, even like $1. Yeah, just $1. You have to sign up to watch both nights of SummerSlam before anyone else. Cheeky plug. but yeah, so that'll be coming out soon. I'm going to try and do more supercard type stuff for NLW 24/7. There we go. I'll cut to Ray on the floor here, kind of in agony. And once again, I'm sorry that I'm kind of far behind on the. I'm sorry, I'm far behind on the chat, I should say. Let's have a look. Congrats on the new job. Thank you. It pays the bills. Oh, sorry, mate. What's my camera? It is a it's a Canon DSLR 4000D. So that's the camera I'm using. Sorry, I caught it earlier, but yeah. Yeah. So that's my camera, Canon DSLR 4000D. It was like the cheapest one when you're getting up to like the professional standard. Because for ages I just used like a cheap digital camera. And obviously the quality on this one is much better, like so many more pixels and things. And you can tell since I've started using it. And the storyline on Metal, where Triple H was making them use the old cameras, the reason for that is because I'd already filmed Metal before I started filming NLW, hence why I tried to incorporate it into the storylines. So, let's have a look. I think Ray's on the floor, and then I'll have Walter come in and brush him a little bit there. Moxley versus MJF. I don't like to do matches that have already happened in real life. So usually if a match has already happened quite recently, I don't tend to animate it, but Yeah. If there's someone that, if there is someone that would fit in good in NLW metal, someone I want to add. I'm going to be adding a bunch of people soon, so I won't spoil it too much. But any of the new AEW figure releases, you know, likes of Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, that kind of thing, I'd love to add. And any of the customs I've kind of bought recently as well, like I've made a Kota Ibushi and a Jay White, you know, any of those guys I'd love to add again. And a couple more like guys like Monty Brown and the kind of like TNA originals, that kind of thing. So we'll see. Like Attitude Era guys as well, like Ken Shamrock and like Owen Hart maybe. I kind of want to bring NLW back to its roots, because I used to bring in a lot of TNA guys, and I feel like I've modernised it, but maybe a little bit too much. So a little bit, think outside of the box in terms of like who I want to bring in, you know. Poor Ray, he's getting crushed. And by the way, when this match actually comes out, you'll tell the quality dips, because I'm trying to figure out how to. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out two things at once here. Like, I'm terrible at multitasking, although I'm getting a little bit better. The reason I chose this match is because I didn't want to like put too much pressure on myself in terms of filming something, because I've not really planned this match. It's kind of more of a spontaneous thing. Not really any storyline to it. Well, there is a little bit of storyline. Like on NLW 97, Ray will challenge Walter and just kind of be like, yo, I'm still not happy about what happened the last time. So yeah, I'll answer more questions, hold on. It's difficult to me to keep an eye on the chat and animate at the same time, so bear with me, I apologise. Because usually I'd like animate and then I'd take a break. But I feel like I want to keep like momentum going on this, so just taking a drink. So, more questions. Will Dominik Dijakovic be in NLW? I'd really like to add him, because the custom I made of him I'm pretty proud of, and I think he's I've been a fan of his for a long time, like since the PWG days, so, and the Ring of Honor days as well. Most underrated Pickfed, I would say. Spam Wrestling's Pickfed is pretty underrated, and there's a couple on Instagram, but it's I wouldn't be able to name any off the top of my head. I think GSD's got a good thing going too, and likewise Balorfigs, I think his posing's really good. You know, there's a bunch of them. Yeah, like I can't think of any others off the top of my head who I'd consider underrated, because I feel like, you know, I don't know what the definition for underrated would be. You know, but there's a fair few out there. And WEW champion, yeah, has a really cool kind of aesthetic going on with the underground type Pickfed style. So I dig that. Thoughts on stage creator and MDT's debut on GCW? Not a massive fan of stage creator, if I'm going to be completely honest. But I do like GCW. I'll probably just be skipping those matches. But yeah, like you know, the whole stage creator stuff is it was a bit of drama there a couple of months ago, but it is what it is. I think NDT's cool. Yeah, like when he showed up at the end, I was like, not really my thing. But if people enjoyed it, people enjoyed it. That said, though, right? If they asked NLW to join that whole storyline, you know, I'd do it 100%. So you know, I'd still like, it would still be fun to do. It's just not my kind of thing, that VidFed style. But each to their own, you know. He works hard. Stage creator does, so is what it is. I'm not going to be so what's the word? Negative about it. But yeah, not my favourite thing. Although I do like GCW. What person? What's my favourite match? NLW, or like top 3. So I'd say the 4th Royal Rumble match, the triple cage that I'm doing at True Grit, and maybe like I think Omega O'Brien at WrestleMania 3. There's loads as well, but I can't really name them off the top of my head because there's been so many that I've done now. I don't really have a favourite, to be honest. I would say the triple cage at True Grit just because of how, like, yeah, or the 4th Royal Rumble. But yeah, I'd like to do another Royal Rumble fairly soon, so look out for that in the future. Ooh. have Ray do a tornado DDT off the corner? That is a good shout. In fact, I might do that now. I'll do that. I'll make that move now. My least favourite figure? The Samoa Joes are very bad figures to pose with. This Walter is a good figure as well, but it can sometimes be difficult to pose with. But it's not my least favourite figure. I'd say any of the Samoa Joes, because the posing on them are terrible. And even like the new Survivor Series one is a little bit better, but you know, I'd probably be better off getting the Marvel Joe. But yeah, so Ray can be on his feet here, and then maybe I'll do like yeah, he can kind of hold his back, and then Walter can go after him, and then he can hit like a surprise DDT out of the corner. I think that'd be cool. Thank you for the suggestion. And you know, throw in any suggestions for moves you want me to make in this match as well. Like, I mean, Walter will win, but it'd still be fun to hear your suggestions for spots. So, yeah, there we go. It looks alright on the camera there. Who's a wrestler that you don't have on NLW and that I really want to use? Kota Ibushi. I think I can make a lot of cool matches with him, and I'd say also like The Rock, because I've not really put him in NLW ever. Like, he's the only like big name that's left to debut. So I think I'd like to think of a way to bring him in, and like the Macho Man Randy Savage, as well. I think he'd be a good character to put in. So, how long will I be streaming? I'll be streaming for about an hour and a half. So I might stop in like an hour and a half's time, an hour's time, something like that. Just imagine what life would be like, Pickfed competing with the likes of AEW and WWE. Yeah, that's pretty true. I mean, it's a cool little community that we've got. Thoughts on Aleister Black showing up in AEW? Very happy for the guy. He's one of my favourite wrestlers. And you should watch the promo video he put up on Instagram a few days ago. Because he's got Josiah Williams, the fellow who did the rapping in NXT. It's a really good video, and it's kind of, you know, shows Aleister Black in like a mental asylum. So they're kind of assessing him, and they think, and he's like, they're referencing stuff that happened in WWE, like the eye incident. So that's why he's got the eye, they're trying to tell him that his name is Tommy, you know, in reference to Tommy N, and he's like, I'm not Tommy, and he's like, yes you are. But yeah, watch the whole thing, it's very good, and it kind of explains the AEW debut a little bit more. The announcers kind of ruined it a little bit, but it is what it is. It's still a really cool debut. I'm doing stop motion right now, so the NLW stuff is all stop motion, so I'm kind of, that's why it's difficult for me to kind of focus back and forth, because Pickfed, it's not easier, but like I know what the posing is. But with stop motion I have to, like, if I forget a little bit, it's more difficult. But yeah. So thoughts on AEW as a whole? I really enjoy it. I've been enjoying it, especially now that crowds are back. It went through a little bit of a rough period, I think, the past couple months. But now that the crowds are back, I think it's giving it a fresh feel, and I'm excited to see what they do next. So Walter can, I think maybe if Walter goes for a chop like that, and Ray can kind of, yeah, so, and then maybe Ray can like springboard off and then into a chop. I think that'd be a good idea. So I'll try and film that as I answer another question and take another drink. So, let's see. The worst WWE elite figure of all time. I'm not really sure. I'll tell you what, I think maybe, because I was thinking about this the other day, it would be the Edge, the WrestleMania Edge, with that silly little face scan, where he's doing the kind of like pouty lips, do you know what I mean? And yeah, I'd say that's probably the worst in terms of like the head scan, because I actually had to change it because it was just like, it's just unacceptable, really. Like, what a terrible head scan. And I don't really know. What are your guys' ideas for like worst WWE figures? Because I don't know, if it's a bad one, I tend not to just not pick it up. But yeah, like you got the lazy ones as well, like the the Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse and like the Cena NWO Elite, you know. But yeah, I'm curious to know, because I don't think any of mine in my collection are that bad. So I'm not entirely sure. They have a lot of good wrestlers. Fired a bunch of people who could have been major stars like Andrade. Yeah, that's the thing. That like WWE has like had a lot of good talent, I should say, and still does. It's just like, you know, they call it budget cuts, but there's always a space for everyone, and hopefully the people they've got now can shine. Like, I know that Ricochet and John Morrison have had a cool series of matches on Raw, so, you know, if it gives way to more of that and they utilise the roster they've got more effectively now, I think it's good, because then Andrade and the likes of Black as well can kind of have more to do outside of the company, and, you know, be happy. And my thoughts on Zelina Vega returning, you know, I think it's up to her, innit? It's her decision. Like, I don't know how willing I'd be personally to go back to a company that kind of fired me and humiliated me in that way, but I'm hoping she's getting paid a lot, because, you know, she deserves it. In terms of, like, her character was really good when she was last there, and I hope that she gives the women's division kind of a shot in the arm on Smackdown. So yeah, happy for her, and I think it'll be, you know, they'll utilise her properly now, I think, just because they won't want to lose her again. You know, she's a good asset. So, you know, I'm just happy that wrestlers can get employed. That's all, really. I don't mind where they go, as long as they're, because, you know, they've made the choices they've made. Because you see a lot of people getting angry that, like, Zelina's going back to WWE, and it's like, why is it any of your business? She can do what she wants. And likewise with Aleister Black going to AEW, people are upset that he's not coming back to WWE. It's like, well, you know, they're making decisions that is going to benefit them the most, and I think, you know, more power to them. This DDT is going to suck. I tried something. So, yeah, right. This'll look okay. It should look okay. I'll do a quick test. Let's see how this is looking, and I'll answer a couple more questions. One sec. Yeah, like, you'll know when this match comes out, because I think the quality won't be as good, just because I'm trying to kind of focus on two things at once. I hope the fan's not too annoying, but like I said at the start, literally I can't, I won't be able to function otherwise. So, yeah, we'll take that pick. That's a couple more questions. So, how do I feel about Aleister Black? Yeah, like I said, really happy for him. Bayley getting injured. Yeah, that's really sad that she's going to be out for so long, because that was actually one of the matches I was really looking forward to. I hope she comes back sooner than 9 months. You know, it's a bit odd that they've got kind of a prognosis of how long it's going to take already, which is a little bit suspicious, but to be fair, like, yeah, it sucks that she's hurt. I hope she gets better sooner than later, just for her sake, because she's, you know, she's worked so hard, you know, over the pandemic era, and, like, to come back, not even have a match at WrestleMania as well, it's kind of insulting. So I wish her the best. I hope she gets a decent recovery time. Yeah, so we'll have Walter come back around this way, and then Ray will kind of springboard into a chop, I think. Actually, no, you know what? I'll save that. I'll save the chop until when he hits the 619, because I think I'll get Ray to hit the 619, then he can be chopped in midair, kind of like a callback, and then right into, like, the powerbomb. Because I think if I tease it enough, it'll be alright. Yeah, so I'll do, like, a springboard moonsault from Ray into, like, a pin, and then, like, a quick kick out, and then maybe, like, a missile drop kick from Walter. Because the matches are short, I like to incorporate a fair few high spots. So let's see, he goes for a chop, misses. DDT didn't look too bad, actually. I usually measure out in my head as well how how many pictures I'm going to need. So I want this match to last about 2 minutes. And it's not very long, but, you know, stop motion, so it's going to take a little bit longer to make. So I need about 300 to 350 photos in my head, I'm thinking. Or would I? No, because if it's for 170 times 2, that's 300. No, it is 300, yeah, between that. Favourite all-time match from WWE and AEW? With WWE, I'd say it's probably TLC 3, WrestleMania 17. And with AEW, the Iron Man between Pac and Kenny Omega is my favourite. Or the first Stadium Stampede, I really enjoyed that one. I don't know who really would call that a match. You do an amazing Stone Cold impression. I don't. You can tell on my thing. Will I do a collab with GCW or MDT? I'd love to. You know, I think I don't know if, you know, it depends when the time comes. If they'd want to do anything. I don't know if they like, you know, obviously they're a lot bigger in terms of like viewer base than me. So, but I think it'd be fun. Even like Stage Creator as well. Like I wouldn't be totally opposed to doing something, you know, with him if it was right. I'm not going to rule anything out or be like kind of bitter about anything, you know. So let's see. Can I do a move? When Ray jump off the top rope and walk to catch him and do a powerbomb? That's actually a good shout, you know. Maybe if Walter does... Yeah, 619 into a powerbomb in the springboard. And then in this move, he can be chopped in midair. And, yeah, I think that'll be alright. Hello, Levi. There you go, you've been shouted out. What wrestling promotion do I think has the best overall wrestling? In terms of like literally just wrestling, probably has to be New Japan. Because even though AEW is quite entertaining, like, I don't know, sometimes it is a bit OTT, like, there's too much going on, if you know what I mean. But New Japan, I think, has probably got the best wrestling, like pure wrestling. I think WWE actually has really good wrestling, like more better than people give it credit for. It's just the storylines that are kind of lacking, and also like the finishes that they book. That's just my opinion at least. Could be a controversial one. Will I do Marvel stop motion? Oh wait, did I answer that one? Well, I'll answer it again anyway. Marvel stop motion is not really my thing, so maybe not. What made me get the idea with the Metal Commissioner and NLW live story? I want to do kind of a metal. I always wanted to do like a metal versus NLW kind of thing. And it's not really a spoiler to say I'm setting stuff up that you'll see come up down the line. And with the metal being cancelled storyline, it's actually something that's going on in my head, because I'm like, do I want to cancel metal? Do I not want to cancel metal? Like, at the moment, I'm thinking probably not, but that could change in time. So we'll see. But yeah, like, I don't want to give too much away because we'll give away the storyline, but the Commissioner showing up at True Grit in the Ultimate X match, that's like, it's going to get bigger from here. And yeah, so just stay tuned. It's going to be really good. But I wanted to do kind of like a rivalry kind of thing, and I think Triple H being like the overbearing EVP, I think works really well. And yeah, I do have a tattoo. I got it like 2 years ago. It's just like a little wrestler man. But I don't know if I'll get any more tattoos. I'm very indecisive in that way. I'll probably hate it in like a few years, you know. So Ray, he'll go for a springboard. He'll go for a springboard, and then Walter will chop him in midair, and I'll do the powerbomb catch for the finish. Yeah, so before I do that, Ray goes for a frog splash into a massive chop. I'll do that now, where he's like jumping off of the rope. 619 to a suplex. That's actually a pretty good shout. I'll see. Ali versus AJ for the X title, but Walter cost. Oh, you know what? That's not a bad idea, but I've got a couple plans for the Atlas title moving forward. Tommy End. Yeah, that's actually a good shout. Thoughts on Andre the Giant possibly in NLW or Metal? Well, I think it would be a fun idea. But obviously you know that he's going to be debuting in NLW 24/7 soon, because you requested it. And I had a lot of fun filming with Andre and kind of coming up with stories for him. So I think In terms of him coming to NLW, certainly possible. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to adding more like classic wrestlers and more kind of bigger guys, you know. I think Andre could present a new challenge in terms of like booking storylines around him, because I think it'd be a really cool idea. And I appreciate you, that wrestling Pickfed. I appreciate you suggesting the match that you did for NLW 24/7. So Ray's going to come in mid-air. It's too quick. See, that's the thing with animation, and even Pickfed in. Like, you start with the extremes. So Walter's just going to kind of swat him out of the way like a fly. But it's hard to do these mid-air moves as well, especially when I'm trying to like... Not that I'm trying to rush it, I'm just like trying to get back to the questions as quick as possible, you know? Because ultimately it will be on an episode, and I don't want to like half-arse it, but at the same time I'm trying to like get it done, so... You know. And we'll have Ray kind of... That's the other thing, I changed the camera angles so I can like have him like come out like this. Yeah, so he'll like land like that. If I were a wrestler, what my finish would be? Probably like a low blow or something, because I'm terrible. I've probably like got no hand-eye coordination. I'd throw like, my finisher would probably be I'd throw a shoe at the ref, or I'd like throw my shoe like across the ring, so the ref like looks that way, and I'd low blow my opponent and kind of roll him up. That would be my finisher. It wouldn't be flashy. That or like a frog splash, I think. Although that would mess up my stomach big time, I think. I wouldn't be able to handle that. Yeah, so Walter just chopping the hell out of little Ray. Poor little Ray. So yeah, let's see. Because of the way the camera for the live stream is, it's difficult for me to show you my my other camera. So apologies for that. Because I would show you how the move's coming along, but you know, you can kind of see. I hope my presenting is all right. By the way. What do I need to do? I think if I do like if I move from here, so then Walter can kind of go for a German suplex here. I think that'd be good. And then Ray's in trouble, you know. It's going to be a hard one to pull off, I think. Again, I'm sorry if I don't get to the chat right now. I'll come back to it like in just 2 secs. 1 sec. I just need to set up for the next move. Yeah, I'll do like a deadlift German thing. So Walter will go out of frame, and then he'll pick Ray up and just kind of yeet him like that. Well, not exactly like that, but you know what I mean. So yeah, apologies if it looks a bit dodgy. But they're just hugging, guys. They're just hugging. Alright, 1 sec. So. What's better, Pickfed or stop motion? I don't think I was better than the other. I think a lot of effort goes into both. I prefer... Do you know what? I don't prefer either of them, to be honest. Like, I prefer making... I don't know. I prefer watching back my own, personally, my own stop motion compared to Pickfed. But I really enjoy Pickfeding as well, and that's why I do a little bit of both. I don't think... it matters what the medium is. I think the storyline is the driving factor, whether that's video, whether that's Pickfed, whether it's stop motion. I think the main thing really is storylines and that kind of thing. But you know, good wrestling as well trumps all of that, so that's my thing. What's my favourite AEW action figure? The Series 4 Kenny I use all the time. Hello. 619 West Coast pop into the chop. I think I'll do a West Coast pop into a powerbomb. Whoa, what do you think, in your words, is the best NLW wrestling match ever? Probably the 4th Royal Rumble, I'd say. As I said earlier, but I'm not really sure. You know, I've got a lot of favourites. I think Barbed Wire Massacre as well. John Cena versus Raven. That's a classic. Any match that's on my NLW Classic series, I'd consider one of the ones where I'm like, I'm proud of that one. And any of the pay-per-view matches, I feel like are fairly solid, including actually the last Elimination Chamber I did at Ungovernable. I think that had a lot of drama to it. But I think I've got multiple matches a year where I think, wow, this is really cool. I'm happy with how this turned out. So I can't really narrow it down, to be honest. Thank you for Alf. No. I'm back. Am I back? Can you hear me? Please let me know. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I went away for a bit there. Never mind. Yeah, so I'll just what was I saying? Good grief, good grief, good grief. Do I want to see Liv Morgan as future SmackDown Women's Champion? Yes, I think she's very popular for whatever reason. Maybe she's quite a attractive young woman, maybe. But even that, she's a good wrestler. I think they should push her. I think it's been a while because you know she's had a lot of start-stop pushes. I think she definitely could be the one to dethrone Bianca Belair, or at least become like the next face champion. You know. But from what I've seen, they are pushing her as kind of like an anti-hero type deal at the moment, aren't they? And I think they need more strong women characters in the Fed at the moment. So I think it can only be a good thing if she were to be kind of elevated to a higher status. It's a shame they got rid of the Wyatt squad. You know, they really shouldn't have fired Ruby Wyatt, but it is what it is. Hopefully Ruby can get work elsewhere, but yeah. Oh, you know what? If Ruby Riott turned up in Impact to challenge Deonna Purrazzo, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if she'll do that, but we'll see. Yeah, so we'll have Ray get like German suplexed. And he'll kind of land like that. Yeah, that should be okay. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Della Petty. Do I take pictures or video shots of my stop motion? It's pictures. It's like you guys probably know what stop motion is. You might not, but like the way it works is it's just like a bunch of different pictures that flow together to look like a film. So it is pictures that I take. Is it easy to pose with the Super 7 New Japan figures? It's okay. They're not the greatest for posing. They're good collectible items, but I don't think I'll be buying the next series. Like the first series was fun. And obviously I used Will Ospreay and I used Okada for the posing for a match recently for NLW 24/7, which you'll find out very soon. That's why he's on the cover of the Summerslam poster. But yeah, the New Japan figures, they're quite expensive. So unless you're like a collector or you've got the money, I wouldn't bother getting them. But they are nice. I like them. Maybe skip out on the... Yeah, to be fair, they're alright. They're alright. I think they got a lot of hate early on. But I think they can be posed pretty well. You know, they're not terrible. Just maybe not worth the price. Topic AJ. Main question: what's my favourite AJ or least favourite AJ? AJ thing. I'm not really sure. I like the to be fair, like I like the Elite 74. He's got that massive forehead, hasn't he? I like the one that came in the 2-pack with Finn Balor. That's a good one. And Fix 31 made me a really cool custom. Or he didn't make me a custom. I bought a custom off him, which was the a WrestleMania 35 attire, so I like that one. But yeah, least favourite AJ fig, you know, the ones with the big forehead on him. I don't think the facial scans are that good, although I do like the gear he's wearing, so I don't really, not really that pressed about it. What's my favourite and least favourite faction in wrestling? Favourite, I don't want to say, I don't know if I've got a least favourite, you know. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't even have a favourite, really. Right now, like, I don't know about the Elite. I think that they're growing on me in terms of heels. Like, I do dislike them, because obviously I'm supposed to, but I don't know if it's like go away heat or what it is with them. But the match that they had with the Bucks did against Kingston and Penta, it made me fans again. And I want to hate them in a good way rather than I don't want to see them kind of way, because they were getting a bit annoying towards, like, especially at the beginning of the year when they were still faces. They were like really like kind of just irritating. I didn't know what it was about them, but now like they're fully fledged heels, I can kind of get on board with it. So the Elite were one of my favourite factions, I should say, like back in the good old days. And then least favourite faction, oh man, I'd probably say like maybe like Bullet Club when Evil took over. That wasn't very good. And I don't really know any other factions, to be honest. Like, have there been any bad ones? Oh, yo, you remember that faction that it was like Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Lashley? That had to be like the most boring stable of all time. So I'd probably say them. Yeah, of course now they're like all better off. Well, apart from Corbin, but even he's getting repackaged soon, so I can't really complain. But yeah, like back in 2019 when they were facing the Shield, oh jeez, that was terrible. Like, that was a dark time. So, if Cole traded on O'Reilly for the 24/7 title, will this affect Stone Cold's feud with the UE? Right. So, I want to make it clear, because if any of you knew as well, NLW 24/7 doesn't affect NLW and Metal. It's a completely separate side series. So, the rivalries going on NLW 24/7, that's like away from the main timeline. So NLW and Metal, those shows, the stop motion is its own thing. The Pickfed is like a completely separate thing. The NLW 24/7 stuff is a completely separate thing. So that's like its own standalone series, if you see what I mean. But yeah, that's it. How come I never show my face? Just privacy, to be honest. I'll do like a face reveal if I hit like a big milestone, maybe. Is this the only match I'm animating today? Probably, because it takes quite a while to animate a match. Like this one, I was supposed to do 350 photos for it, and I've done 193. Not too bad. I'll finish it off tomorrow, most likely. Actually, you know what? I could probably finish it off now. So yeah, Ray's in the corner. He's not having a good time. So yeah, so Ray, he'll be selling the back, and then Walter can kind of like taunt Ray a little bit, so it can be like, come on, get up, get up, get up. Because Walter's kind of a tweener in NLW. He doesn't care if you're a face or a heel. He'll just beat you, you know. Yeah. Favourite NLW World Champion, AJ Styles, because I booked it quite well from before he was in WWE. I did it quite a slow burn with him. Apparently, the two most hated champions right now is Killer Cross and Kenny Omega. What's my thoughts on that? I think both are great. Well, not great. I think, yeah, Karrion Kross, like, he's a dominant heel, isn't he? Like, he's like the final boss. I don't know, like, I think he's got a really cool look as well. He's obviously not the best wrestler, like, compared to, like, most of them in NXT. But I think he's definitely got something there to him. I think his match against Balor at Stand and Deliver was really good. So there's definitely like a David and Goliath type thing going on there, which I'm really digging. So I really like Killer Cross. And I like Kenny Omega as champion, because the matches he's putting on are really good. And the fact that he's annoying is like a good thing because he is a heel at the end of the day. And it's just going to be that much sweeter when Hangman Page, fingers crossed, beats Kenny Omega at All Out or wherever they do it. So yeah, like I understand the hate from one perspective, but at the same time, I'm a fan of both of them. Like, there's very few wrestlers who I dislike, you know. So I'm quite open to whoever is the champion. Like, I used to kind of moan about storylines a lot back when I was younger, or at least like teenage years. But now I'm just like kind of over it. Like, I don't keep up with it as much, so it doesn't bother me as much, you know. And AEW I'm pretty entertained by for the most part. So even if the Bucks are a little bit annoying, who cares? I'm sure they'll lose the titles. I've got faith. You know, they'll lose the titles to a decent team. Because that's how it works. You know. So Ray, he's going to fight back against Walter here, and he will just kind of batter him a little bit. It's a real fight. Try and fight a comeback. You know what? Maybe I'll fake it out. He can try for it. He can try and punch, but what will go for a sleeper instead. Yeah, I'm winging it like this match, so who knows if it'll come out looking any good. I think what I've done so far is alright. I don't want to say I'm going through the motions at the moment, but because the next pay-per-view leads on to some bigger stuff, you know, the shows will still be really good. I've got a lot of good stuff planned for the next few episodes, including some big returns and some big debuts as well. And the Royal Rumble, yo, guys, it's happening. I just slipped it out. That's next pay-per-view. If you caught it, you caught it. I'll make an official announcement in a couple of days, but if you heard it, you heard it. That's an exclusive here on this live stream, what the next pay-per-view is. It's all been filmed. I just did it. So, my favourite NLW champion, AJ Styles. There's one person I could remove from NLW history. Who would it be? I wouldn't make Del Rio the first Intercontinental champion on light of who he is as a person. All you need to do is Google him, and you know. Maybe Benoit, but like, I don't know. It's because the Del Rio stuff is so recent as well, maybe. But I wouldn't have known at the time. But yeah, like, those two, maybe would reconsider having them in the Fed, but to be honest, they're just wrestling characters, really, so I don't matter. Like, it's not real, you know. So, that's going away. I hate this. I filmed it, and I'm just like, oh, this is terrible. God damn it. Yeah. Sometimes you film a shot, and it doesn't come out the way you like. And you end up having to delete like 10 photos because it's just awful. So, yeah, we'll have Ray in the sleeper here. And again, we'll have him kind of like flailing like, oh no. I think maybe out of this, he can go for like a Rana. He can like flip up into a Rana and take out Walter, and then Ray can kind of do a dive to the outside, and then maybe from there Ray hits a frog splash and then it like kicks out, and then like a 619 and then into a powerbomb. I think that'd be a good idea. I don't know. Favorite Rey Mysterio action figure? I love the Halloween Havoc attire that he's got. What's my idea of the NLW groups in NLW? In terms of like the factions, do you mean? In terms of the factions, I like the. I just thought because AEW at the moment does a lot of faction stuff and like the Gang Wars stuff from 1997 in WWF. So I wanted to do kind of recreate that a little bit, and also by having a lot of factions in NLW, it means I can utilise more wrestlers, create more fresh matchups, stuff like that. So like the Death Triangle, LIJ, and AJ Styles now with the OC as well. I'm going to try and create some more factions going on, just because I think it's quite interesting when wrestlers have backup and mates, and they can kind of split off into different kind of feuds, you know. Yeah, so I'll do like a Rey Mysterio type thing. Favorite storyline in NLW? So far it's the NWO stuff, but the upcoming storyline with the Metal Commissioner and Triple H is one of my favourites as well. What do I think about Aleister Black debuting in AEW? Fantastic as well. Favorite NLW champion, as I said. Oh yeah, I'll keep answering AJ Styles. Why did I decide to bring back the Triple Cage since you didn't see it in like 7 or 8 years? I wanted something big for the next pay-per-view, and originally I was going to have the Triple Cage on episode 100, but I decided I'm going for a different route. For episode 100, I've got another thing planned, but I thought it would be a good idea for True Grit. So Ray, you know what? Screw it. I'll have him kind of arm drag his way out of that. So Walter kind of goes out like this. We'll kind of zoom out, and then Walter can kind of, yeah. Walter can zoom out, and then we can have like Ray deliver like a basement dropkick to Walter, and then Walter's kind of furious on the outside. He's kind of confused. Yeah, I think that'll do. Okay, so I'll answer another question now. How old am I? I'm like 22, I think. I have no idea. I stopped counting. But yeah, early 20s. Let's say that. Rhea Ripley in NLW, that'd be good. My thoughts on Bayley being injured, I'm sad for her, but it is what it is. Cross is good, but looking at the other champions, he isn't that great. I mean, yeah, to be fair, but I think that NXT has a lot of smaller guys, so I think someone like Cross, because he's unique to that brand, stands out a little bit more. It's a shame that what's his name? Bronson Reed is getting pushed to the main roster as soon as he is, because I feel like he could have done a lot more in NXT already. What's my favourite show? Metal, NLW 24/7 or NLW Live? I like them all equally. I know that's a cop-out answer, but I like that they provide different things. So with NLW 24/7, because it's like a side series, it means I can be more creative with it, and I get like Patreon supporters' input from it as well, which is really cool, because they can kind of choose matches and things. And I've asked NLW 24/7, the Patreon supporters rather, I've asked them to select wrestlers for like a Battle of Los Angeles tournament. Some people haven't got back to me yet, which is cool, but at some point, you know, I'm going to have to start filming that. But yeah, so I like that I can do stuff like the Cage of Death and trial stuff like that out, and you might even see it on the main NLW show at some point. And NLW as well, like I like the live aspect of it, and I like Metal's kind of grittier style and presentation. So I can't really say I've got a favourite. But I like them all equally, I would say. You know, they all kind of, because they're all different, you know. So yeah, Walter, goodbye. He gets knocked to the outside. Oh, damn, I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like, part his legs. There you go. Sometimes also on these streams I go completely silent because I'm so focused and I'm so stupid that I can't focus on two things at once. Apologies. So yeah, Walter is going to get up and then Ray's going to like dive to the outside. Yeah, so I'll have Ray. He'll kind of come away from it, and you'll know my like filming techniques by now. So apologies if I don't get to the chat immediately. Like I said before, I mean, I'll try and finish this match. I'll see how much time we got. But yeah, I'm surprised I filmed this much as I have, because the past few live streams I've done, I've not really been that good at you know, keeping up with my animation as well as checking the chat as often as I can. What do I think Mox will do when he returns to AEW? I think he's got unfinished business with the Young Bucks. Oh wait, no, what's he doing? He's back next week. He's wrestling Carl Anderson, isn't he? For the US title. The IWGP. So I think he'll just keep feuding with the Elite. Although I'd like to see him do something with Tommy End. I think that'd be good. Ah, the Ray thing looked alright. Yeah, so there we go. Gets out of it and then a drop kick. Walter goes to the outside. Walter's kind of fuming. He's like, oh, I'm grumpy. He's going to get up. What if Finn Balor went back to the main roster? I think probably time for him to go back to the main roster. It'll improve the show, I think, by him being there. What are my thoughts on Braun Strowman being fired? I think for a guy who is quite not very kind to people who've been fired the last time, I think it's quite ironic he's now on the receiving end of being, because you know he was talking about indie wrestlers being lazy and whatnot and like needing to get a real job, and now he's the one who's been fired, and you know I still don't wish ill of him, but it's just like, you know, I don't feel sympathy for him with that kind of attitude. But he'll be fine. Like, I don't know why they fired him either. It feels like he was, you know, someone who can still be an attraction when fans come back. But apparently he was on a big contract. But I don't know. I feel like it's probably worth the contract. You know, he was still one of my favourite characters for quite a while in there. I feel like he probably could have done more, but you know, he probably, to be fair, he was getting a bit stale towards the end. But it's weird how you push him in such a prominent way and then just like get rid of him. You know, don't know what that means. It is what it is. Prediction for the triple K. Anyone else? Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, the pay-per-view announcement slip-up. That wasn't a slip-up. It's because you guys in the stream are fantastic and I wanted to give you something exclusive. So if you caught it, you caught it. But if you didn't, you'll have to wait. Who's the best heel wrestler right now? Jay White. Jay White is a good contender. I think Roman Reigns is pretty good too. Favorite tag team in NLW history? I like the Riot Squad, you know. And you were talking about, you say about, you were talking about the faction I made with Kofi Kingston, Hideo Itami. The third person was Hernandez. So yeah, the Riot Squad from the original Riot Squad, I should say. Yeah, which was they were like on a rampage until like WrestleMania 3, I believe. But yeah, I liked building that team up, and I should have done more with them after that. But I kind of did the angle where Kofi Kingston left them and went to the New Day instead, and now Kofi is obviously, has obviously left the New Day. Thoughts on Smackdown? I think I don't know how to word it. I don't think it's as good as people think it is. As you know, it's a subjective opinion, isn't it? Because if you guys enjoy Smackdown, you enjoy Smackdown. I don't enjoy Smackdown. But I think it's got more compelling storylines than Raw does, because you've got the stuff with Roman Reigns and the stuff with the Usos. Unfortunately, you know, Jimmy's got his problems at the moment, so that probably won't have a conclusion to it. But you know, it's quite intriguing. There's like multifaceted layers to these storylines, and there's people doing offshoots. You've got Seth Rollins, who's feuding with Cesaro, but he also wants the Universal title, and he's going after Edge, and he's angry. You know, you can tell that they're planting seeds for a bunch of different stuff, and I dig that. So I do prefer, like, if I had to watch one show from WWE, probably would be Smackdown. But again, I think it's the show that's got the most potential there to kind of, you know, get back on track, as it were. So yeah, Ray at the moment, he's going to go through the air. Who's that jumping out of the sky? It's IUI. Stereo. My knee's blown. Here he comes. Oh, flip. Wait. Yeah. Also, I have to check the shutter sometimes, so... Single shooting, if I do continuous shooting... Yeah, sometimes my thumb will get in the shot. And sometimes my entire finger will. So I've kind of got to zoom out with it. With this stream as well, it's potluck if it's going to come out looking alright, to be perfectly honest. But I'll look at that back quick and then I'll answer some more questions. That's... oh, jeez, that's terrible! It's terrible! Not happy about that. Oh, took so many. Bollocks. Pure bollocks. Oh well. That's okay. Jeez. I'll erase that one. Erase that one. It's a lot of erasing. I would do it in post, but like... let's have a look. See, sometimes moves like this frustrate me because they could be really cool to use on like a highlight reel type thing. But nah, it was just bad, like... Right, I'm not going to redo the move, I think it's okay. Yeah, sorry, I'll get back to the chat now. Just I'm also trying to film, you know, do stuff at the same time, it's difficult. But that's what I signed up for, so... yeah, that should be okay. Yeah, so he's going to kind of fall to the floor. And then Walter's going to be like, what? What's going on here? Why is Rey Mysterio flying at me like this? He wasn't expecting it. He underestimated Rey. And that's going to be the story of this part. Walter will go in. And I think Rey can hit like a frog splash. And like a quick kick out. Do you remember the Rey Mysterio Brock Lesnar match at Survivor Series 2019? That was so good. Such a good match. You know, I think the matches they've got lined up for SummerSlam at the moment, apart from Cena versus Roman, but they're planning on doing Lashley versus Goldberg, and I'm not interested in that whatsoever. You know, Lesnar would be the ideal. It's just whether they can get him or not. It's more a WrestleMania match, I suppose, but like they want SummerSlam to be their Mania, so. I'll answer some more questions on here. What's my idea for NLW 100? Well, I'm not gonna like spoil anything yet because I've not like kind of hinted at anything proper for NLW 100. There's gonna be a few matches on it, a couple title matches. There's gonna be a big closing angle to kind of kick off the next set of storylines, what have you. So. Once I get to it, you'll know. But I've got my plan for episode 100 is to have it as like a new theme song, a new stage, you know, just a new presentation to it. Like a new era will kick off. I'm gonna have a big closing angle to close the show. But I've got some really big stuff like debuts and all sorts, you know. But what? My prediction for the Triple Cage? You say, what's my prediction for the Triple Cage? Well, I made it, so I know who won, so I'm not going to tell you. but that's it. This animation won't come out until August. Which Royal Rumble match do I think was the best out of the 4 I've done so far? The 4th one was pretty good, but then again I think I did enjoy the 3rd one. So, since Walter is so big he could have crawled under the drop kick to the back 619. That's actually a good shout. But then again, once I got an idea in my head, I know where I'm going with it now, because I only got a couple of photos left to film with this. So once I end the stream, I might just finish it off quick, but we'll see. Yeah, so Walter, he'll kind of crawl back in the ring a little bit like, oh dear, what's happened? Orange Cassidy on the thumb. Well, actually, to be fair, with Orange Cassidy being on the thumbnail, usually I just put random wrestlers on it. It's animating, isn't it? Like I was going to film with Orange Cassidy. I was going to film a match between Orange Cassidy and AJ Styles. But I've written a script for it, and the script is on my phone, and the phone is what I'm using to film. I'll wrap it up in a bit. Oh no. Yeah. I'll give it like a couple minutes, and then I might end the stream. So I'll film this quick bit, and I'll do some quick questions in the. Yeah. So Walter will go in. Ray will be like, I've got to capitalise. I've got to go for it. In fact, my camera battery's running low, so I might just have a look. Yeah. So Walter's going to go in. I'll save my camera battery, and my phone battery as well is dying. So I'll be quick with this. What app do I use to edit? I use Sony Movie Studio to edit. I also use Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker. I know, very old school and very cheap, but I like seeing the photos side by side. New look of Mox looks pretty cool with his bald head. Yeah. What editing app? Yeah, like I said, I use Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker, and also I use Sony Movie Studio. Wait a minute. If the Riot Squad was a male tag team, who would I put in it? Well, again, like, I'd probably do like Itami, and I do like I did with Itami, Kofi, and Hernandez. Yeah, that's what I did it. Favourite Chris Jericho gimmick? The conspiracy victim stuff he did in WCW, I'd say. Anyone can debut at the next pay-per-view. Who's my favourite NLW champion? AJ Styles. Best women's wrestler today? I'd say, obviously there's loads in Japan, but I'm not too familiar with it, so I'll probably say my favourite right now is probably Io Shirai. That 6619 Brock was right, yeah. Favourite women's elite figure is the Io Shirai as well. Very good fig. Are there any more questions? Can you still hear me? I hope I haven't, like, gone off. Just type, yeah, I can still hear you, if you can still hear me. Can anyone hear me? Yeah, sweet, okay. Maybe my thing's lagging, that's all. But who's my favourite WWE shout-out? Oh, sorry, shout-out, I'm reading the wrong thing. Isaiah McGlaughlin. Sorry if I've butchered your name, but there you go. Who's my favourite WWE superstar? Right now, I would say, I really like Big E, you know? I think Big E's pretty good. Best NLW match on a normal episode? God, I can't remember. Like, I've done a few ones where I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure. I would say the Battle Royal recently was pretty good, in my view. I've also done, Mustafa Ali versus Pac from episode 92. Go back and watch that. It's one of my favourite matches I've ever done on a normal NLW episode, and even just like of all time. How long does it take for me usually to make a match? Well, so far this has taken me like an hour and a half. So 2 to 3 hours for like a normal NLW match, and like a pay-per-view match on average takes about 6 hours to 8 hours a day, like for filming, and then like some longer matches will take more than a day, so it could be a lot longer. What's my best pay-per-view match from NLW? The upcoming Triple Cage or tomorrow's Street Fight is two of my favourites. I know it sounds like I'm plugging, but I'm genuinely like really happy with them. Is it going to be NLW stars for episode 100, or will Metal be in it? Metal will have some involvement, I think, because of obviously the storyline going on. So, but at the moment it will just be the NLW brand for like matches and stuff. But there might be a couple of Metal wrestlers who I might incorporate into it. We'll see. Favorite AEW and NLW storyline. Favorite AEW storyline is the stuff they're doing right now with Hangman Page. I think the redemption arc with him being in the Dark Order is really cool. And like, yeah, like again, like I think when he does eventually win the championship, it's going to be really cool. And I like the slow build that he's been going for with Omega. And NLW storyline, my favourite one, the NWO angle I did a couple of years ago, but the NWO took over, or the current stuff I'm doing with Triple H and the Commissioner, or even actually like Adam Cole versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's been quite fun to do the little homages to it. Has anybody else got any more questions? Because my phone battery is on 10%. How do I get my crowd? Wrestlistic was very kind to send me it, but you can get it, and it's a really good price as well. Go to wrestlistic.com and then use the code WRESTLE for 10% off, and you can get your own printout for these crowds for only like a tenner as well, which is really good value. But yeah, and he's got a bunch of graphics as Wrestlistic, so I would definitely go and subscribe to him on YouTube, follow him on Instagram, and yeah, check out his website. He's got a lot of cool stuff on it. Favorite NLW champion is AJ Styles, or at least right now my favorite champion is probably Daniel Bryan, just because he's the main guy. Thank you for saying my content's amazing. I appreciate that. What will happen if Metal gets cancelled? What will happen to the Metal roster? At the moment, because I'm not necessarily thinking about cancelling Metal. I mean, kind of, and that's what the storyline is about right now with Triple H cancelling Metal. It's something I've been thinking about, like maybe it'd be easier to do one show. So, yeah, and this is like an if, right? It's not like a for certain yet. But if Metal got cancelled, then I would say a lot of the Metal roster I'd probably release, and then I would incorporate like the main players, or at least some of the guys I'd want to incorporate into NLW and kind of create this like big thing, So yeah, favorite WWE champion, Jeff Hardy, or I really like Kofi Kingston's reign. I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but I think he was a solid champion. I enjoyed his matches. Who else? Or Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, obviously, the favourite WWE champions. We'll have an NLW Hall of Fame. I've been planning on it for a while, and I think we'll have to do one eventually. It's just right now I don't have the time to make a proper video dedicated to it. But yeah, that's what it is there. Any more questions? I'll take one more question. So the last question is the next one I answer, and then I'll go away. Make it a good one. No? Okay, never mind. Well, yeah, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram, at NLWstagram, because I'm posting, like, match graphics for upcoming shows, like the NLW 24/7 Summerslam stuff. And that's going to be coming up really soon. So, that's going to be happening. And also, tomorrow, watch Adam Cole versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at True Grit. It's one of the bloodiest matches I've ever made. And then next Saturday as well, it's the Triple Cage, which I'm really looking forward to people seeing. And then there's also NLW 24/7. Watch the Gauntlet Royal Rumble that I put out 2 days ago, because it's one of my favourite NLW 24/7 matches I've made. Patreon viewers picked the participants. It's really exciting, really fun to make, and there's going to be more exciting stuff coming for NLW 24/7, which is non-canon to NLW Live and Metal, and also my new Raw Rebooked series. So that's I'm enjoying doing that, kind of taking the roster of Raw and booking Pickfed shows. But yeah, I will I'll do a quick fire with this. Who's my favourite men's elite figure? John Morrison, actually. John Morrison, the Elite 82 is really good. Do I watch Pickfed shows? I watch a lot of them, but it's difficult for me to kind of keep up with. I do try and watch as many as I can. When do I think NLW will end? When it doesn't become fun for me anymore, really. But not anytime soon, so don't worry about that. Who do I think should win Money in the Bank? I think Big E should win Money in the Bank. What wrestling show do I look forward to the most? AEW Dynamite every week. I really enjoy watching it. My favourite custom? I've got a really cool custom coming of Leo Rush that Figures 31 made. I bought it. It's going to look sick, and I really want to add him to NLW at some point. Favourite figure creator, other than myself? I'm not sure who I would say. I think, I can't really single anyone out, to be honest. I think MDT is doing really good stuff. I think GCW is doing really good stuff. Spam Wrestling as well. GSD, I should say, Balafigs. Harrison, W3A, Fed. Like, loads of them. Loads of guys. And if I've missed anyone out, I'm really sorry. There will be blood and guts in Adam Cover's Steve Austin. Yeah, so that's it. I'll end the stream now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. I'll do another live stream. I know. Sorry. I'll do a couple of live stream. I'm a fan. Jeez, that's depressing. Okay, thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Thank you. Now let's end the stream. Yes, end.